Hey you, it's Allison. I'm a death doula, grief educator, and coach, as well as an end-of-life services planner. I'm going to share with you a woo-woo kind of ghost story that happened yesterday. So if that's not your thing or you don't want to hear a long video, go ahead and scroll on. So yesterday my mama and I took a day trip. We live in Arkansas and we headed to Muskogee, Oklahoma. We originally were going there because my mom's late husband is interned at the Fort Gibson National Cemetery. He was a Vietnam vet, and so he's there at the National Cemetery. When we were planning the days before our trip, Mama was looking at the website for the National Cemetery and it said it was closed. And I thought, well, that's really unusual because most of the time national cemeteries are open, but you never know, especially with the looming shutdown, as well as, staffing is really hard these days. And we decided to go to Muskogee anyway because it was an area where my mom's late husband, his name is Jim, and she used to go and have happy memories, so we went anyway. So we visited a museum and we visited a restaurant. When we were at the restaurant, now it's a full house, like it's at lunchtime, all seats are taken, there's like a long line of people waiting to eat. We finally get our table, we order our food, and 3 times I felt somebody tapping the back of my shoulder. Each time I would look around, there was nobody there. So I'm trying to rationalize it. Maybe somebody's playing a joke on me, or maybe they're passing through. I don't know. Happened a second time, nobody there. Happened a third time, nobody there. And then after that third time, I kept hearing, is the best way I know how to describe it, go to the cemetery anyways. Go to the cemetery anyways. So I was scrolling on my phone to find out how far how far the cemetery was. And if it was off the route of going home, it was actually on the route of going home. So I suggested to my mom, let's just drive by the cemetery. I didn't let her know that I kept hearing, like, it's going to be open, go to the cemetery. So we go, and lo and behold, all the gates were open. It took us a little bit to find where he was interned, and we found it, and my mom is standing in front of her late husband Jim's kind of stone where his ashes are interned at. To give her some privacy, I turned my back to her so that she could, and I was holding an umbrella to kind of shade us, but I turned my back so that she could have some privacy. And when I turned, I gasped out loud because behind us was this beautiful field of white headstones, and then there was a field of like nothingness, of like just grass in a forest. The reason why that was important and why I gasped was almost a month to the day, I had had a dream about her late husband sitting in a field with a forest behind him and white flowers in front of him sitting in a lawn chair with his legs crossed, just looking at me very knowingly. We didn't have a dialogue, but he just kind of was just sitting there looking at me. And when I turned around to give my mom privacy, that exact field with the forest behind it was exactly what I saw him in my dream. And I'm assuming that the white flowers that I saw in my dream were the white headstones of those other soldiers in the cemetery as well. So it was really a unique experience. I've had other experiences like this before of loved ones who have passed on and showing up in really unique and sometimes bizarre ways. And so that was a really touching and meaningful moment, both for me and for my mom. So cheers to my mama and her love, Jim. And thanks for listening to this whole story. I'd love to know, share with me if you've had similar experiences like this, or you've heard of other people having this happen to them.